Mike's Daily Podcast.
It is FF episode 2418. Welcome to the show called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm Mike Matthews, and today we're going to talk about something that affects everybody, because everybody has a buddy, and that means if you have friends, you may have them. Sometimes it depends on social media. They're your social media friends. So are they real? Are they fake? Today,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
we discuss here at Mike's Daily Podcast at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Mike's
The last place on earth.
Daily
Have I told you
Podcast.
I am hooked on a show called Vera? Yes, Vera. It's that's a good name for a show, Mike. Vera. But it is actually a pretty big show. It's lasted a long time in England. And it is let's see. It's been on since, over 10 years now. With Brenda Blethyn is how I pronounce it. Probably not correct, but it's a murder show. Each episode's about an hour and a half. And you get into the countryside of, where did they film this? I think it's her name is Vera Stanhope. And they talk with that Northumberland accent. And she's a detective, and she's got this interesting history. I get so into it. I love it. And my lovely lady friend and I loves watching it as I. So, yes, that's what we've been watching lately. So when people go, hey, did you see the new, did you watch the sports? Did you see the No, I watched the Vera. Who's Vera? What are you talking about, Mike? I have no way at all in order to relate to what you are saying, or you as a general.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Human being. I have no way to relate to you at all. Sorry, Mike. That's just how it is. The podcast picture today, I've just been, lately my pictures are just cats and countrysides, and this is a great picture of Patches. We have this bed outside for Patches, and he makes the funniest poses on this bed. I posted one a couple days ago, which you can see at MikesDailyPodcast.com. The late, great Basil the Boxer, everyone. Oh, yes. This was a hard time of year for Basil and I 2 years ago, because his health was really in decline 2 years ago. He passed in July of 2020, and it was around this time that it really started to show. And it was just, he was such a good dog. He was part of the family. You don't know what I'm talking about unless you've been there. You don't know what I'm saying unless you've been there. I was there, and it was real, and he was like part of the family. He was a bud. He was a good friend, and you know what? That's the magic of dogs. Cats are a little bit more, hey, this is great, I gotta go. Dogs, they never gotta go. They just gotta, they gotta go. Sometimes they gotta go. Hopefully they go outside. But you know what? They are there. They are your friend. They are your buds. They're your buddies. Oh. And he was my buddy through a tough time in my life. This is a tough time in my life now. So Patches and my lovely lady friend, they're the ones. And I lost Rodler. Rodler, the cat. We had him for almost a year, and then he just vanished a few weeks ago. So still going through that. So this has not been a good year. I have not liked 2020 at all. 2022, rather. 2020 was an awful year. Remember that? So let's jump to the year previous to 2020. 2019. Was that a slightly better year, at least? I'll pull a picture from that. See it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. There's a guy. That was actually, in hindsight, not the best year either. Oh, I could use a break. I could use a nice change of... Oh, we did go to... Now, wait a minute. A year ago... Yeah, I've been wanting to do that. All right. 2019. We'll have a picture of that upcoming. But last year, my lovely lady friend and I drove up to the area in what they called not Pescadero. No, that's down near Half Moon Bay. I know this is riveting podcasting right here, ladies and gentlemen. No, we went to Bolinas and the area in the near Point Reyes and that whole section, and had such a great time in to the northwest of San Francisco, Inverness, Point Reyes National Seashore, Tomales, all that area, Stinson Beach. So I'll post a picture from that. That was a great trip. I'm going to probably post a couple pictures from that in the upcoming days. Which leads us all now to this little bit of Northumberland accent land, which almost sounds Irish. Or is it Scottish? I don't know. I've never lived there. I just watch a lot of TV from there. But social media, it's a thing. And I just got done watching this lady that broadcasts live on YouTube from Disney World. And by Disney World, that refers to all 4 amusement parks that they have there in Florida, in Orlando. They've got the Magic Kingdom, which is like a bigger version of Disneyland. They've got the Disney's Wild Animal Park. What is that called? Animals and Adventures and something or other. And that's got the thing with the Avatar is there, and they've got this ride with the Yeti, and they've got a bunch of animals that you can check out. It's like a big zoo. They've got some dinosaur ride. Then there's Epcot, which I've been to with my mom, my late mother. Oh, we had a good time. We went there twice. We actually went to the Magic Kingdom once. Somebody stepped on our foot. I remember that. Some kid. So we go outside a cafe anyway where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast. Somewhere in Podcaster Valleyton, the last place on earth. Yeah, and then but we did not go to that Hollywood Studios thing. That was MGM Studios once upon a time. But Hollywood Studios now is a big attraction because it's got the Star Wars rides there and a little Star Wars land. See, in California, they just cram it all at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. But I have not been to that Hollywood thing. I don't know. It's fun to watch them broadcast live from Disneyland, or maybe somebody does a little travel blog from there, travel vlog. That can be fun to watch, but I just don't think... When I go to Florida... First off, when you're in Orlando, you are inland. You are not near the beach. You've still got to drive a ways to get to the beach. I love the beaches in Florida. And the sand is so... It squeaks when you walk on it. The ocean's so warm, unlike here in California, Northern California anyway. Cafe anyway. And it's just, I don't know. It gets hot. It's humid in Florida, that area. But I love watching people walking around there. That's why, and maybe that's why these people that do the live broadcasts on YouTube from Disney World have so many viewers. It's a huge social media bonanza. That's not the word I wanted. It's a cornucopia? Maybe. At any rate, other than that, that's one nice thing about social media and stuff like that. YouTube, Instagram. Although I watch these travel things on YouTube, I don't watch it on Instagram or TikTok. But that apparently is taking off. But here, let me just zip through this real quick. Beware, my friend, on social media, that real life interaction is not replacing that this fake interaction is replacing your real life interaction. Interaction on social media and the number of followers someone has cannot replace real life human interaction, but users become so wrapped up in their lives on social media that they miss out on quality human interaction. Just like I'm missing out on quality travel time going to places while I'm watching other people there. I should be the one that's there, not this proxy. It is not healthy. You must spend time with family and friends, with your phone tucked away. Spending quality time with those close to you should be a priority. No amount of technology can replace the mental stimulation face-to-face discussions provide. Rather than opening up your Instagram feed or Facebook, open your phone contacts and call or FaceTime a friend. Make plans to grab a coffee, go for a hike, or anything else that the two of you enjoy doing. The little time you spend together will have a more meaningful and healthy impact than social media engagement. Feelings of envy emerge based on these fabricated social media lives. Social comparison isn't anything new. People have been comparing themselves and their lives to those around them for a long time. Social media has just amplified this, as it's right in the users' faces when they open up a social media app. I have a t-shirt that says, "May your life be as interesting as you say it is on Facebook." And people have a chuckle. Oh, I think I was wearing that shirt last week as I was doing the podcast. Moments are missed and memorable experiences are diluted with social media. When was the last time you were at a concert or sporting event? If you have attended a large event over the past few years, you've probably noticed that many people take pictures or videos nonstop. They got their stupid phones out. They're videoing. By doing this, they are missing out on the experience as it's intended. I saw Brian Ferry in concert at the Fox Theater in 2018, and I remember a guy sitting right in front of me on his stupid phone the whole time, Brian singing, and this guy head down looking at his phone. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And the tickets were not cheap. There's nothing wrong with documenting an event or experience on social media. In the beginning, take a few pictures, post if you want, but then put your phone away and enjoy the moment. I remember being in Florida about 10 years ago. I was with my mom. We were watching the space shuttle, one of the last times the space shuttle took off. And it's flying over the ocean, and I'm filming it with my, not my phone. I had a little digital camera. And this lady next to me said, "Hey, put that away and actually look at it. Look at it right there. It's there, and you're not even looking at it with your eyes. You're looking at it through the screen that's looking at it, which you'll be looking at later at the screen looking at it. So look at it now. Actually, remember this moment." Social media is an addiction. Most people who spend too much time on social media will be the first ones to tell you that they do. So why don't they reduce their time? Because it is highly addictive. And then it can ruin your sleep, social media, and that impacts your physical health. A lot of discussion around the negative impacts of social media focus on mental health, but it can harm your physical health as well. Many people allow social media to drastically reduce the quality of their sleep. Being glued to social media at night or while lying in bed can prevent you from falling asleep. Try to replace social media with another activity before bed. Meditation, stretching, breathing, exercises, reading a book. Also, don't sleep with your phone next to your bed. Having it within arm's reach can be very tempting. Leave it in the other room or somewhere that would require you to physically get out of bed to retrieve it. All excellent ideas. And yes, that also prevents on the FOMO, on the fear of missing out with the phone there. Hey, I was talking about Richard Marx last podcast and about the song Hazard. We used to go down by the river. I know I left her safe and sound. I need to go back to the river and leave this old crappy town. Richard Marx. I was talking to my lovely lady friend about him, and she remembered the Now and Forever song quite vividly. I forgot to mention that when I saw him at that party after the Country Music Awards show, that he was actually there hanging out because he was writing music for country music stars, and he helped with this 3-sister act. These 3 young ladies, attractive ladies, had a group called Shadazy. And I don't know what became of them, but I think he wrote some songs for them. They had something like 4 top 10 hits on the country charts, but they vanished. I don't know what became of them. I think they had 3 albums. Oh, and I remember a song that I actually interviewed somebody who wrote a song for them, a young lady who... What the heck was her name? She was from Canada. Oh, that one I'm going to have to go back. That I'm not accessing in my brain. But it was a good song, and it did not become a hit for Shadazy. And I think pretty much after that song was released, they disappeared. Mine All Mine. That's what it was. Wow, how did I remember? Mine, all mine, all mine. And... when I sing like that, I know it sounds a little bit like the vocalists from the Disney movies. I'm getting a little tired. Well, I heard that Bruno song the other day. Let's not talk about Bruno or something from it. Is it Encanto that's from? And they're just that vocal style, that Disney vocal style. I mean, it's one thing when you have Elton John singing the song like he did from Lion King. And those songs were big hits for him. I think he won awards with them. But he sang it in his Elton John style. But most of these vocalists that you hear from Disney movies and soundtracks, Vanessa Williams. She sounded like Vanessa Williams. But these vocalists, oh my gosh, there's this sound that I can't stand. It's like overly produced Broadway. It's just this total I don't know. It's so theatrical. I can't stand it. But people love it. It's huge. They sell lots of records. That Bruno song is huge. People love it. Now compare that. Let's not talk about Bruno's song from basically a musical. The last time a song got that far up on the pop charts, on the music charts, on the top tracks in America, the countdown, whatever Casey used to count down from, the Billboard Top 40. The last time something got that high up in the top 40 was One Night in Bangkok by Murray Head. That was in the mid-'80s, went to number 1, and it was a song from a musical called Chess. And you still hear that song on 80s stations. You still hear it played because it was a big hit from the 80s. And it's basically a rap. It's this white guy rap. Bangkok. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. And he's actually arguing with the vocals. There's this choir that's singing the chorus. One night in Bangkok, not much between despair and ecstasy. And he goes, one town's very like another with your head down over your pieces, brother. He's talking about his chess pieces. He's playing chess. And then the chorus is singing, the choir is singing, it's a pity to be looking at the board, not looking at the city. And he's like, wait a minute! And he's like arguing. And you don't hear that in pop music, in pop songs, where somebody's like arguing with the chorus. So in a way, it was very much a novelty, very much a Weird Al, where there's theatrics going on, overly theatrical. Wait a minute, you see one crowd of pollutant stinking, you know the song, don't you? One night in Bangkok wakes the heart. So It's a very theatrical song, like this that's what this Bruno song reminds me of, the theatricality of it. But Murray Head sang it like Murray Head. I mean, he basically is an actor relaying this. He didn't go into these histrionics, these overly Broadway-ish vocal stylings, Disney-esque. That drives me crazy. Go watch Vera. And Murray Head is in the very first episode of Vera. He plays a professor. And you think he's the guy that did the murder. You think. But he's a red herring. And that's all I'll say. I won't tell you who actually was the murderer. It was the janitor. Just kidding. No, it really was. Maybe. You'll have to watch and find out. Hey, spoilers. Hey, there's so many spoilers. Somebody should turn on the fridge because everything's spoiling. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Bonita Queen. How you doing?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
I remember that song one night in Bangkok, makes tough guys tumble. That was a good one. I didn't know what he was singing about, but it had a good beat.
That's probably why it got to be popular. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer handsome right now. I'm not trying to be theatrical or anything. Drink it right now. I'll cut you.
All right. Okay. That's so satisfying. Next show. That's a Richard Marx song. I won't give up until I'm satisfied. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Matt Rutabaga, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. So thank you for listening, even though you're not listening, even though you don't exist, even though you're not real, even though you aren't there, because when I look at the statistics for this podcast, nobody's listening. Am I being dramatic? Yes, I am. But nobody listens to this show at all. Nobody at all. Nobody. Outside the cafe, anyways. Nobody at all listens to the show. So thank you for not listening to the show. Tell all your friends. And call me. Call me about not listening to the show, please. And tell me what you think about Richard Marx and social media and live streaming on YouTube and other such things that in Canto Song or whatever. MikesDailyPodcast.com is also the website where the phone number is 336-MM-DAILY. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is in Mike Matthews. Daily is in what this podcast has been now for a number of days. And with more ways to reach me, Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.